it's always helpful if you start to work with your own original thinking, whether it's the transcript, right? Right now, you and I are having a conversation, and then I'm going to go after this, take a transcript, load it up, and then pull out, social media, possible topics we can write about, things like that. And that's going to give you a completely richer, textured set of materials than if you went and said, write me a 500-word blog post about the future of work, and AI in education in the classroom, right? Because it's not going to have yours and my thoughts in it if you did it that way. So I often say repurposing is what we would call it, but this is one step above repurposing, right? Repurposing on crack in some in some ways.
Yeah, like I think there's a tool called Opus AI that I love, and
Yes, for
it takes,
video.
yeah, so it takes content that you've created. So like we could take this file and pop the link in, and then it will do smaller clips and suggested angles, and we'll say this one will perform the best, and and then it will give you a rating. So like that type of stuff is like, that just saves so much time, because editing
Sure, it
videos
does.
is like, when you have like 1 hour video, like let's face it, right? There was actually an interesting conversation about people's attention span, and there's like, oh no, people don't have any attention span. And yeah, that is to a certain extent true, but they'll sit and binge 20 hours of a show in
It's
a short
true.
amount of time. So it's like, is that true? Or do we have a selective attention span, is I guess more what,
Yeah.
and and I know people that I follow say make your content bingeable, but you have
Yes.
to take some time to think, okay, well, what is going to make it bingeable, and how can I enhance it without spending hundreds of extra hours editing, if there are tools out there that can take my original content and theme it, break it up, make it better.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Let's talk about how you use AI in your own work in your business, Lee.
Mhm.
Inside of your Change Maker Collective, how are you? What is AI simplifying for you? Any tips for other business owners?
Yeah, so we were definitely using it for writing content with some prompts. But I do find I'm hyper aware of it now, that it needs to be so carefully edited. So because I use interns in my work, and they're getting used to like trying to manage their time, and so they'll use it to build newsletters and social media posts and blog content. But I really have to challenge them to make sure that they go and make the content their own. And I love how you rethought that. It's like, write your own content and then get AI to make it better, as opposed to just prompting and going, write a post about blah blah blah. I think you're right. I think it's better to take the time to write something. It doesn't have to be long, but write something and then have it enhance it, and then go back and you got to edit, and like you said, make it tighter, make it understandable for grade 7, 8 age level, because it's important, right? I was in a
It's true.
meeting recently with someone who was just talking in marketing acronyms, and I knew what he was talking about, but my brain could not process the speed in which he was sharing all these concepts with me, using short form words. And it's like, okay, well, like, yes, I understand what those, if I think about it, I'll remember what you mean. But if we could just make a point of talking in more simpler ways, I think that can really be beneficial to just communication in general. And it's important that our content, our written word, our spoken word, is accessible to people from different backgrounds, right?